Hey guys, today we're going to talk about one of my favorite voiceover courses, and that is Voiceover Marketing That Works. This video has 5 parts. We'll go over who it's for, a quick overview of the landing page and student panel, highlights from my interview with the course creator, pros and cons, and my final thoughts. I do have an affiliate link for this course that'll give you exclusive bonuses when you use it to sign up, so make sure to watch till the end of this video. So who is this for? Voice actors who've at least gotten some training and are serious about getting more voiceover clients and steady work. If you haven't had any kind of voice acting training or voiceover coaching, then I suggest you get those first before getting this course. You don't necessarily need to have a certain number of years of experience under your belt, but you need to be competent. If it's your first year in voiceover and you get a thumbs up from a reputable coach or two, and you have the discipline to do consistent work, then this could be for you. Now, who is this not for? If you're just getting into voice acting as a hobby but have not yet developed the business mindset, then this might not be for you yet. And if you're looking to level up your voice acting skills, then this isn't for you because there are no performance or acting techniques taught. It is purely a step-by-step business system. All right, let's check out the landing page and the student panel. Okay, welcome to the landing page. So why are some successful and others constantly struggling? Go full-time in VO with a comfortable income to support my family. So marketing copy, let's scroll past through that. Now you can grow your voiceover business. What's included? Okay, step-by-step video divided into 4 modules. True. Lifetime 24/7 access with unlimited updates. True. 30-day 100% money-back guarantee. Jason would absolutely honor that. Does email marketing really work? Okay, so here are some real-life screenshots of some clients replying to Jason's emails. Thanks for your interest. I've attached an audition here if you're interested. Thanks for the message. Yeah, you know, this is exactly the pattern of how the clients reply here is kind of like how they replied to me. Like pretty much the same thing. $7,000, yep, absolutely possible with this type of work. Amazing as always, thank you, Jason. Yep, the replies sound so familiar. 4 powerful step-by-step modules. So here we got getting ready to rock, voiceover marketing, finding the clients you want, writing an email that actually gets a response, building relationships that grow your business. So yep, it's that simple. Bonus walkthrough examples. So this walkthrough video is like a screen share, and it was super effective for me. It was like a totally over-the-shoulder experience. So create your VO website. This one is incredible. This was not part of the original course. At least I don't remember it being there. But when I had a look at this update, oh my goodness, it was like its own course. So this is tremendous value. Okay, what is this? Get more done in less time. Yeah, that was there. Questions and answers, so that's like an FAQ section. And yeah, the students get results. This is me. So obviously, I enjoy this course. More reviews. So if you want to grow your business by working with clients directly, are you willing to put in the effort needed to succeed? Of course, you can just pause this video and read this. Oh, and just one more thing. You should be able to access the standard version via my affiliate link, but the complete version usually is only available during enrollment dates. Jason's a busy guy, so he doesn't do one-on-ones all year round. All right, back to the landing page. Okay, which option is right for you? Okay, so we'll just scroll past this really quickly. This is essentially the 2 membership packages that you get to choose from with a course. So the main difference, or like the only difference between these 2 packages is that the complete version has a 60-minute private one-on-one call with Jason. There we go. This is a welcome video with Jason's face. And yeah, he just says, welcome guys.
Hi, I'm Jason McCoy and welcome.
Yep, that's how it works. And there are modules over here, exactly as mentioned on the landing page. I'm not allowed to show you the exact content, but just showing you how the course is structured. It is super simple for me. I finished this like in 2 hours. Yep. And at the bottom, you get comments from people. There is a bonuses section as well with all these resources. In fact, there are more resources. There are resources under every video or in every module. So you're going to enjoy those resources. All right, time for the interview highlights. What drove you to make Voiceover Marketing That Works?
So I started Voiceover Marketing That Works
basically I started Voice Acting 101 first, and it was a way because I
Right.
was getting the same questions over and over again about how to get started in voiceover,
Oh,
what
yeah.
microphone to choose, what are the first steps to do. And it was like people would call me, I get emails about it, but also just at parties, locally when somebody would hear that I do voiceover, they would ask those kinds of questions. So I wanted like a resource that I could just point them to so that they
Oh, yeah.
could, I wouldn't have to keep answering the same questions. I could update it if I
Yes.
thought a microphone was better. So that's where I
Ah,
started that. And then I was doing my own marketing, trying to get work on my own, which I have for years, done marketing that way, direct marketing. So, as it does take work to market. It's not an overnight success type of thing.
true.
You have to be consistent with it.
Absolutely. Yes.
So that takes up a
It
lot
is
of time. Yeah,
it's a numbers game.
right, if you're doing the work during the day, it's hard to find the time to market if you're actually on the microphone doing the work that you're being
Right,
paid to do.
right.
So I had an assistant. I hired an assistant to help me with the marketing part of it. But to train them, I had to create a bunch of videos to kind of show how I wanted it done or how I thought was best. And in doing that, I kind of created a library of how-to tutorials on marketing for voiceover. And so through Voice Acting 101, I noticed a lot of people were contacting me just saying, how do I get work? How do you do marketing? How do you start those relationships? So then I just saw the tie-in between what I had to show the assistant and what people were asking me for help with. And I cover marketing. There's a lot of free guides on Voice Acting 101 on marketing, but then voiceover marketing that works really goes in depth on email marketing and how to get work through just reaching out through email, contacting clients,
Right.
and building that relationship.
I'm just super curious. What do you think makes VO voiceover marketing that works different from other courses?
Yeah, so I haven't. There's one other voiceover marketing course I took many years ago, um, and what I found with it was kind of a collection of ideas. It
Mm.
wasn't like a plan to actually go through direct marketing. So I haven't seen all the other courses that are out there, but from what I've heard from students who have taken this course and maybe they've taken other courses, is that it's a step by step plan. So
Mm.
you know exactly what your next step needs to be through the
Now,
plan.
yeah.
So no matter where they're starting, it starts from step one, and then they can just follow each step, so they don't get lost along the way. And
No, no.
the other thing I've heard is that some of the other courses might teach tactics and strategies where voiceover marketing that works kind of again it teaches a plan, a step-by-step plan that they can follow. I've heard that it would work in any business, not just voiceover. The what's taught in the course
Yeah,
would work for any business out there,
true.
but it's customized for voiceover, of course.
Yeah, and speaking of how you design it for your assistant, I got to use it for mine as well, and it was just like I was so glad that I didn't have to do a sit down session like, "Hey, this is how it works." Like, let Jason explain it for you. It's kind of like you were there with us and just for 2 hours, Jason talking with a lot of screen sharing, and really, really love how concise the course is, so it isn't such a massive time sink as well.
Yeah, when I was putting it together for my own assistant, I could kind of see where I didn't explain something properly, where I needed to go more in depth on something. So then I could go back. When I did the course, I knew that was a question that I needed to cover in more depth.
What about favorite projects, or what are some notable projects you've gotten through this process?
Let's see. Well, there's been so many, it's hard to narrow it down, but I've done some for some large airlines. Usually, if I contact, say, an ad agency or a video
Wow.
production company, they're the actual client, but their end client would be a larger brand that they're working on. And a lot of times, it's not going to, hardly ever is it going to be that day when you contact someone. They're not going to come back and say, "Hey, I have a spot for Walmart that I want you to voice." That's not going to happen. But if you stay in touch with them over time, they're going to start sending auditions your way. So that's when you'll start to see larger projects come through, and there's a trust factor. You have to prove that you're able to deliver. So You have to go from just someone who sends an email and contacts them and reaches out to someone who can actually deliver for their end client. So it's turned into large brand work like that. The airline was one, insurance companies, it goes on and on. But it starts with just
Yeah.
building that relationship.
Well, Jason, if you have anything to share with our audience, now is the time to share it.
Okay. I think what I would just like to say is, like I said, it's going to take time to do. It's not an overnight success, marketing or voiceover success in general. If you're consistent, persistent with it, if you follow the plan, of starting a relationship, I think that's another thing that makes voiceover marketing that works different, is that it's all about relationships, and that's what business is about. So if you have voiceover and it's valuable to a client or valuable to a lead or a prospect, and you're reaching out, providing value, uh, and you nurture that relationship and you make sure that it's about the client, it's not about you or me. It's about what you can do for them to help them and just provide that value for them. You're going to see results much faster when you make it more about them and their success and what you can do to help them and make their day easier. So that's kind of the takeaway of marketing in general. Because a lot of people look at it as salesy, or they don't want to be pushy. You shouldn't be pushy. You should offer your service if it's valuable and if it's fitting, and then just build that relationship, and that will turn into a client.
All right, let's talk about the pros and cons. The first con is that the pricing isn't beginner friendly. Unless you're a beginner who happens to have a lot of money, I wouldn't suggest investing all of that into this. I suggest you invest that into training first. Thankfully, there's the option for monthly payments. Another thing I love about the course is that Jason was considerate enough to make a free approach and a paid approach. And whichever you choose, you will get results. But you do need to use the paid approach to get the most out of it. It's a 3-figure course, but it has an excellent return on investment. You can get that back 100-fold, even 1,000-fold. Not to flex, but I'm at about the 100-fold mark as of recording this. Most of the work that I put into the course happened within the first 6 months. After that, I was just doing the course on low power mode, so to speak, maybe 10% of the effort that I was putting in. But that 10% has been good enough to continue to give me great results. One thing about this course, though, is that it takes time, in my experience. One testimonial said that it was effective immediately, but that was not my experience. Maybe my targeting was off and I was, doing the wrong things, which is why the call with Jason would be super helpful. So for me, there was an initial slump and then it just skyrocketed. That said, the course does require consistent work. Thankfully, Jason's made it so easy because this is a delegable training system. I know, right? Delegable is a word. I thought it was delegatable or something. Jason said that he initially made this training material to train his virtual assistant. So not only does this course teach you, but it also becomes a tool to transfer that knowledge to someone else, which is exactly what I did. I love that you get lifetime access to the course and lifetime updates. So the course has 0 yearly subscriptions. In contrast to that, you would need to subscribe to some tools to use the advanced version of the course. Now, the subscription cost for these tools could be anywhere between $100 and $200 a month in total, depending on how many of these tools you would like to use. Of course, more tools means more automation and more leverage. So personally, I went all in with those subscriptions and got so much back. I love the course because it's actionable. Other courses tend to be heady and theoretical, but this is a step-by-step action plan. And you get all that actionable material in about 2 hours. The course creator, Jason McCoy, is a humble and honest and wonderful human being overall. He has replied to every single email that I've sent over the past 3 years, and that is top-notch service. Now, please don't send random walls of text to Jason because he's a very busy guy, but I can assure you that he's in your corner. Now for my final thoughts. If you're among the who was this for people that I mentioned in the beginning of this video, then I would recommend this course to you 200%. I was really nudging Jason to create an affiliate program for it and even sent tons of ideas because the course is just that good. The course impacted me, so I knew it could affect others as well. But if you're among those who this course is not for, then I would wait for a later stage in your VO career. Overall, if you work, the course works, just like the title says. If you're looking to get the best results from taking the course, go to dave.voiceactorsathome.com/VO clients. Once you sign up for the course, you'll get a free 6-month subscription to Spitfire and Find Leads Fast, which help you become an email marketing power user. If you like videos like this, check out this playlist. I can do this all day. Yeah. I live in Philocust.